Welcome to the channel. Super excited to have you here with me, and today we're going to be going over how to improve sales skills in real estate. And this is going to be huge if you want to be making money right now in the industry. Stay tuned. By the end of this video, you're going to know what are sales skills in real estate. What does that even mean, sales skills? We're going to be going over why is it important. I'm also going to tell you something that I found out that I had no idea about as a sales rep. I had no idea how important this skill was, and I'm going to tell you what it is. And we're going to cover the best way to sell real estate. With all the options out there, what is the best way? All right, so what are sales skills in real estate? Well, there's a ton of sales skills in real estate, and I'm going to break down just a couple. Communication is probably one of the most important sales skills you can have, not only in this industry, in real estate, but in general. You need to be able to convey your thoughts. You need to be able to listen. You need to be able to talk through sellers through their issues and their problems. Because what sales normally is just seller has a problem, they have an issue, they have something they want to accomplish, and you are providing the solution and helping them achieve it for some sort of gain, right? You're trying to sell them something. So let's, for example, if you are tired of walking, your problem is you're tired of walking. So what could someone sell you? Well, they could sell you a scooter. That might solve your problem. They could sell you a car. They could sell you a Razor scooter. I mean, we already talked about scooters. They could pretty much sell you anything. They're trying to provide you a solution to your problem. You're tired of walking. That's kind of what we're doing in the real estate industry. Someone has a problem with a property. When you're a real estate investor, most of the time they have a problem. Maybe the condition of the house is trashy. Maybe they're tired of living in that area. They can't afford the property. They're in pre-foreclosure and they're going to lose it. There's a problem there. And what you're doing in real estate is, in the sales skills you need to improve on, is you're communicating to them what the solution to their problem is and trying to find out the best win-win for them. You're not just forcing them an option, forcing something on them and hoping they'll accept it. You're saying, hey, let's look at everything that's going on in your life and let's figure out how we can get you from point A to Z. Let's figure out how we can bridge the gap, because right now you're sad, and let's see if this solution will make you happy. Another one of the ways to improve your sales skills, and I know this is interesting, but it's becoming a better listener. When I first started doing sales, I just wanted to talk everyone's ear off, convince everybody. But what I started learning is, if you become a better listener, if you listen to the problems, the things that people are facing, you're going to become better at providing a solution to them. So you have to be an active listener. You need to be able to ask the right questions. You need to be able to frame them in the right way. And you know, if you've never read this book, it's called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He talks about how mirroring and labeling people when you're talking to them is super helpful for negotiating and finding out what they want. And what mirroring is, it's just when someone says something, like a couple words that they say, you repeat them and they keep going. So like, let me give you an example. If someone's like, oh man, I really hated that movie, and you would just say, hated that movie? In a question form, and they'd say, yeah, I really hated that movie because it was, it was really long. And you'd say, really long? And they'd say, oh yeah, really long, like an hour and a half. So what happens is, when by asking those type of questions and mirroring someone, instead of just being like, what do you mean by really long? Or what do you mean by the movie sucked? People don't really like to be asked questions like that. But the way you can do it with mirroring is you can just do it in like a questioning tone of the last things they've said, and they'll elaborate on what they've said. So let's tie it into real estate. So if someone, I'm listening to someone and they say, yeah, I've just lived here for so long, and this house is, is falling apart, and I don't like to be here anymore, and it's a really big burden for me. Then I would say, it's a big burden for you? And they'd say, yeah, it's a big burden. I mean, my back hurts. I gotta take care of like the lawn. I gotta, fix everything. Okay, and you're like, fix everything? Yeah, I gotta fix the toilet. I gotta fix the sink. So again, I'm getting more information and listening and asking the right questions, so I can get more information, so I can work with the seller and figure out how to help them. So that's how you improve your real estate skills, is by active listening, asking the right questions. So that's mirroring. Read the book, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It's freaking awesome, and that helps with any industry and any sales you're in. And then labeling is another good thing that he teaches, and labeling is just summarizing what they've said for them to elaborate as well. Listening is one of the greatest tactics to improving your sales skills, even though they kind of teach you to, like, the old sales style, they taught you how to just like push people over and convince them and just run them over. That's not how it works, especially here in the real estate industry. So why are these sales skills so important? I've talked about a couple of them, but why are they so important? Well, I mean, if you want to make money, if you want to have a job that you can provide for your family and create your dream life, you need to be able to convert seller leads into deals, into sales, so you can make money. And not only that, but it's fulfilling. Like, if you can talk to someone that has facing a lot of issues and they don't know what to do, but you can provide them with options and help them realize what's going to be the best thing for them, I mean, it's fulfilling. It's fun, fulfilling, you can make money. So, I mean, that's why you need to do it. So I came from an industry that was, the sales skills or sales style that I learned was completely wrong and of how I sell right now. Like I told you guys, I came from the door-to-door industry. And in the door-to-door industry, you have like you knock on a door and you pretty much have like an hour, 30 minutes. You have that time to convince that person or sell that person on why they should take your product. Now, I sold Dish Network. I don't know if Dish Network's not that big anymore, satellite TV, direct TV, but it was big back when I was doing it. You know, whether you can align this and you can compare it to solar, alarms, pest control, any door-to-door, but you really just have a specific amount of time when you knock on the door to get inside and show them your product and get them to sign up. Because if you don't sign them up right then the chances of them doing it are pretty slim. So what I used to do is I would just go in there and talk about all the benefits that my product had and why it was a no-brainer. And I did get a lot of sales. I was one of the top sales people in my company, but that doesn't mean I was doing it the right way. If I did it the way I do now, I'd probably crush. I'd be the top guy. I would have probably done double the amount of sales. The old way of doing sales is flawed. The old way of just talking about your benefits and your product and just telling people and convincing them why they need it over what they have. That's not how you do it, especially in real estate. Because in real estate, you can't just go to someone and be like, hey, you know, this is my cash offer. It's $50,000 or $100,000 lower than you want, but it's great for you because it's going to be able to get you out of here quick. It's convenient. It's fast. It's easy. There won't be any showings. You won't have to deal with realtors. You can just list a line of things. You can be like, oh, your house right here, your kitchen needs to be done. You won't have to do that with me. Oh yeah, and you know, you have all this stuff. You don't want people walking and looking at all your stuff. You know, you don't have to deal with that with me. That's how I started. When I first got into wholesaling, I was trying to convince everyone why I had the best option for them. And you know how many sales I got? Well, I got a couple, but it wasn't as many as I do now. And it wasn't as easy as it is now. But now with the sales skills that I've perfected and improved, I've learned the best way to do sales, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that is after this point. So before I go on to the next point on how to exactly master the real estate sales skills and be the best you can be, I want to give you something. Now we're talking about sales skills, and I've created a mind map. It's called the Payneless Wholesaling Mind Map that will give you my sales process and the exact way to talk to sellers so you don't have to sit there second guessing if you did a good job. When I used to do sales, guys, I would, in the very beginning when I was a wholesaler, I would leave appointments and be like, oh man, I don't know if I did a good job. Maybe, you know, I would question myself. I never question myself now because I know the sales process I took them through is the best way. If they're going to go with anyone, it's going to go with me. And if, you know, they go somewhere else, it's because, you know, I wasn't the best option. But at least I'm confident. And I want to give you that confidence too. So go to the mind map, click on the link, and you're going to get exactly the best ways to be a sales rep. So I already kind of explained earlier in the video how being in door-to-door sales and how that mindset and the sales process and that differ greatly from how I do sales now. So now I'm going to tell you the point of, you know, what really changed for me. After about a year of trying to convince people on why they needed my cash offer and things not working out, I got really deep into sales training. I paid a lot of money for sales training, like thousands and thousands of dollars for books and videos. And I learned that the best way to do sales, not only in this industry, but in general, is to present options to sellers, to set the stage, to tell them what you're trying to accomplish with them, find out if they even are trying to go the same direction as you, and also to present, like I said, present them options that they have, so you're not forcing them or only presenting one thing they can do. You're letting them know what they can do, and you're trying to figure out if you can work together for a win-win scenario. Franklin Covey training is amazing on sales. John Martino is really good at sales, but he just retired because, you know, he did so good at sales. He just retired and he can do whatever he wants now. What I do when I talk to sellers now is that I don't just sit there and say, hey, you need to take my low offer because it's going to benefit you like this, this, and this, and this. This is how I do it. I present options. So I say, hey, you told me you want to sell your house because you need to move in the next 2 weeks. Now look, that's pretty quick. are you sure you need to move that fast? So I try to validate and find out if there's really an issue there. I say, okay, so you do need to move that fast. So, I mean, can you list it? Or I know listing kind of takes a long time, but can you do that? Is that an option for you? And they say, no, I can't list it. I need to get it done quick. Can you keep it? No, I can't keep it. Well, can you flip it? I can't keep, I told you I got to go. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to jump the gun here. So it sounds like you need to sell for cash. Now, am I the first cash buyer you've talked to, or have you talked to many? No, you're actually the fifth guy I've talked to. I have a bunch of offers. I'm just trying to get the best offer. Oh, okay, so now you've already talked, you've already done your due diligence. Well, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. You've already talked to 5 people. Why haven't you pulled the trigger with any of them? Like, have they not given you the offer you want? So you have a way better conversation because now you understand exactly where they're coming from and how you can work with them. So that is the way you do sales. You present options, you try to help them figure out their best option, and then they go with you because they trust you and they feel like you have your best interest in mind. I have people all the time that say, hey, I love working with you because I feel like you didn't push me to do anything, you just kind of helped me, you were like a consultant, and that's basically what you are as a good salesman, you're a consultant. Role-playing is also one of the greatest ways to improve your sales skills because you're not only able to practice, but you're also able to get critiques. And that's something I did a ton in the door-to-door industry. We would role-play all the time. So I invite you to role play. If you don't have someone to role play with, call me. I'll role play with you if I have time, or I'll point you to someone in our community and that can help you. So if you want to really improve your sales skills, I got something I want to invite you to. I just started what's called the Payneless Wholesaling Club. It's literally the greatest coaching program out there for the cheapest price. It's $297 a month, and I work with you on weekly coaching calls. I give you all the materials you need. I even give you leads, and I work with you, and you can JV with me, and you join the greatest community of wholesalers. So it's just not me you're working with. You get to work with a bunch of other people that are in this industry that are trying to help you succeed too. Join the club, the Payneless Wholesaling Club, and I guarantee it'll be worth your time, effort, and energy.